WLNS is here for you with 6 News at 11.
The political cycle never ends, and tonight we learn about 2 candidates for major races in mid-Michigan, and it's our top story at 11. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sherry Jones.
And I'm Siobhan Clever. Lansing will vote for the office of mayor this fall, and today Mayor Andy Shore formally announced his plans to run for re-election.
This is currently Shore's 2nd term as mayor, but there are no term limits for the office. He announced his new campaign tonight at Gregory's Soul Food on the north side of the city.
And that's why today I am proud to announce that I am once again running for mayor of the city of Lansing. In addition to working with the big companies that are going to create jobs here, we'll continue to assist small businesses with facade improvements and all the tools that we can for entrepreneurs to succeed and thrive. We are going to continue making Lansing the safest, the most prosperous city for our diverse population.
In a press release, the Shore campaign says the mayor plans to, quote, build on the progress made during his first 2 terms, focusing on job creation, economic development, housing, and government services.
Separately, 6 News has confirmed that Genesee County Sheriff Chris Swanson plans to run for Michigan governor as a Democrat. He's expected to make that formal announcement on Thursday. Governor Gretchen Whitmer is term limited and cannot run for re-election. Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson has already announced a bid for governor, so any potential Democratic candidates would have to compete with her in the primary for the nomination.
Well, the band director at Adrian High School is facing criminal charges.
He's accused of having a sexual relationship with a minor.
50-year-old Aaron Michaeloff was charged in Lenawee County today. He's being held in the county jail tonight, and his bond was set at $400,000. Raisin Township police say the accusations do not have anything to do with his employment at the school. However, the police department is communicating with the school district, and school officials informed parents about the situation today. Well, ask any parent and they'll tell you that raising children is expensive. But some bills introduced in the State House today aim to make parenthood more affordable. That's right. 2 of those bills would lift the sales tax and use tax on items for babies and toddlers. And that would apply to a very long list of items, including diapers, wipes, strollers, cribs, car seats, safety locks, breastfeeding supplies, and clothing for young children. Now, these bipartisan bills were sent to the State House Committee on Economic Competitiveness. 3 other bills, also introduced by a bipartisan group of state lawmakers in the House, would establish a child care savings account program within the state Treasury Department. Contributions to those accounts could be used to cover child care costs and would be exempt from state income taxes. These 3 bills were also sent to the State House Committee on Economic Competitiveness. Another bipartisan bill in the state Senate would help educate students about gun safety. It would direct the State Department of Education and the DNR to put together a model program for schools to teach firearm care and safety to students in grades 6 through 12. That would include proper use and handling of guns, how to clean and maintain them, safe hunting practices, and safe storage for guns and ammunition. The legislation specifically states, quote, firearms or ammunition must not be brought into a school building, end quote, as part of this course. This program would count as the required hunter safety course for obtaining a Michigan hunting license. One of the last surviving Tuskegee Airmen has passed away. Lieutenant Colonel Harry Stewart Jr., who lived in Bloomfield Hills, died peacefully at his home at the age of 100. The Tuskegee Airmen were a famous group of black fighter pilots during World War II, and their success while fighting the Nazis paved the way for the desegregation of the U.S. military. Stewart was born on the 4th of July in 1924. He enlisted at the age of 18. Became a pilot and completed 43 combat missions during the war, even earning 3 aerial victories in a single day. His passing was confirmed by the Tuskegee Airmen National Museum in Detroit. President Donald Trump welcomed the first foreign leader to visit the White House during his 2nd term, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. As Erica Brown reports, President Trump says the timeline to rebuild Gaza is not realistic, and he suggested the U.S. should take over the region instead.
President Trump warmly welcomed Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to the White House.
I think that Gaza is a demolition site right now.
Before the 2 leaders held a meeting, Trump described his plans for other countries to accept displaced Palestinians.
You take certain areas and you build really good quality housing, like a beautiful town, like someplace where they can live and not die, because Gaza is a guarantee that they're going to end up dying.
After their meeting, Netanyahu and Trump held a joint news conference where the president proposed U.S. ownership of Gaza.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site.
Netanyahu said the idea should be considered.
He sees a different future for that piece of land that has been the focus of so much terrorism, so many attacks against us, so many trials and so many tribulations.
President Trump says Gaza can be restored and transformed into a Riviera of the Middle East.
I do see a long-term ownership position, and I see it bringing great stability to that part of the Middle East and maybe the entire Middle East.
He also addressed the war in Ukraine, saying talks are ongoing to bring the conflict to an end, calling it a, quote, absolute slaughter. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
A new study shows monarch butterfly populations in the United States have reached the second lowest mark in 3 decades.
Well, coincidentally, state lawmakers have introduced a bill to name the monarch as Michigan's official butterfly, which could help with conservation efforts.
But some Michigan students are taking a more direct approach. The Sand County Foundation is sending pollinator seed starter kits to dozens of schools around the upper Midwest, including Charlotte High School and Stockbridge Junior and Senior High School. Those kits include enough seeds and seedlings to plant at least 100 pollinator-friendly plants, including the milkweed monarch caterpillars and butterflies need. Properly planting native species like that take very little maintenance, providing food and habitat for pollinator species that support our environment and our crops.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Well, that video of the butterflies makes me think warm thoughts, and I don't know about you, but I'm a little ready for spring and some summer weather, but we've got some wintry weather to get through first and more cold temperatures. Satellite and radar tonight, lots of clouds around the region, and eventually those clouds will yield some precipitation probably by around this time tomorrow night. If you have travel plans tonight or tomorrow morning, you're still in good shape. In fact, we may still see some breaks in those clouds to start the day, but they'll begin to fill in the afternoon as our storm system approaches from the southwest. This is a very weak system. There is not much precipitation with it. It's just a matter of the type that we see. So some snow showers or light flurries basically along and north of 96. You get south of 96 towards 94, better chance some freezing rain will mix in, and it's really closer to the state line and into northern Ohio where the worst of any freezing rain will be. It's out of here really quickly. By Thursday morning, maybe a flurry or a little freezing drizzle left, but it should be moving out rapidly, and then temperatures climb above the freezing mark, and we should be back in good shape by Thursday afternoon. Next system over the weekend has more moisture with it. That has a better chance of producing some snowfall. In fact, the kind of snow you may need the shovel for, so we'll have more on that as we get a little bit closer. In terms of freezing rain, again through the overnight hours into early Thursday morning, just trace amounts from St. John's through Lansing, south through Mason, trace to 1/10 of an inch once you get south towards Jackson, and then you're probably looking at closer to 1/10 of an inch for places like Hillsdale over towards Adrian, so that's where the worst of it will be. But all it takes is a little freezing rain, so use some caution out there Thursday morning, but it won't stick around very long. Temperatures tonight, we're down to 19 in Charlotte, still 21 in St. John's, Howell 21, 23 Coldwater, cold across the area. Skyview Network numbers from today, the high temperature on the McLaren Cam was up to 32 degrees, but we're back down to 22, and that is our low for the day. Tonight in Grand Ledge, we've got some stars still out, temperature at 21 degrees after a high today of 31, wind gusts just a little under 20 miles per hour, not too bad. Jackson Cam, fair skies, temperature 20 degrees, high today 31, and our final stop tonight in Hillsdale. Our temperature, that's sitting now at 22 degrees after a high earlier today of 32. And our wind gusts, a little gusty today, up to 20 miles per hour. For the overnight hours, dry weather, low temperature 18 degrees. Skies will become cloudier, mostly cloudy once again. Tomorrow, we may have some breaks in the clouds in the morning, but then become cloudy again through the day. Temperatures cold, but not too far from average, near 28 degrees. Average high is 31. The 6-day forecast, just because there's a chance of a little freezing rain Thursday morning, a weather-aware day for that. Should be fine in the afternoon, but windy. Over the weekend, snow and a wintry mix developing Saturday into very early Sunday morning. cold over the weekend. And then next week, temperatures upper 20s, chance for snow showers on Thursday next weekend, including Valentine's Day. Looking good with highs getting closer to 30.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot of 20s on there, David. So
A lot of below freezing weather.
Like you said, those monarchs, they look a long way away. Summertime
It
does.
looks so warm and cozy.
Yeah. Thanks, David.
Well, coming up here on 6 News at 11, the relationship between the U.S. president and the world's richest man is drawing criticism in Washington. We'll explain next.
That and much more straight ahead on 6 News at 11.